A few years ago, I picked up a book that completely changed the way I look at trading. It wasn't a strategy book, it didn't teach me some magic setup, but the mindset shifts that I got from reading One Good Trade by Mike Bellafiore, who's the co-founder of S&P Capital and a mentor to thousands of prop traders, helped me level up my trading game in ways that I did not expect.
How do we build great traders? That's our business.
And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 3 biggest lessons that I got from reading this book. Now, these are lessons that have literally transformed the way I approach the markets and lessons that I still use to this day. And by watching the video to the end, you could apply these lessons to your own trading starting today. Let's get into it. Alright, so lesson number 1 from the book is that you are not an investor, you are a trader. I know, it sounds obvious. But the truth is that most traders actually blow up because they don't act like traders.
I got absolutely just demolished right there. Just stopped out.
Investors, they think in years. They ride the volatility. Traders, we react to now. We manage risk in real time. So think back to your last losing trade. Were you holding in the hopes that it would come back? Were you buying the dip because it's cheap? Now that's investor thinking in a trader's game. And that's literally like trying to surf with a shovel. And in the book, Bellafiore really drills this home. Pros are fast, focus, and cut losers without any hesitation. So next time you're in a trade, ask yourself, am I trading like a pro? Or am I trying to be like Warren Buffett on a 1-minute chart? And that simple question can literally save you thousands of dollars. Now, lesson number 2, which is pretty much the heart of the book, is that it's not about more trades. It's about one good trade. Now, for me personally, I remember that I used to take 5 and sometimes 10, 15 trades a day, thinking that more action meant more opportunity. And all that gave me was overtrading, frustration, and garbage results. And in the book, Bellafiore calls out the money maker. And he says that the money maker is not the trader that is doing the most, but the trader who waits, who watches, and strikes at the right time. So what makes a good trade? It's the one that you had a clear plan before entry. You followed all of your rules, defined your risk, and you didn't let emotions take over your decision making. And the crazy thing in trading is that you could lose money and call it a good trade. And at the same time, you could win money and call it a bad trade. The two are not related. And this simple lesson literally transformed my trading. And I still remember that before reading this section of the book, I used to grade my trades based on whether I won or lost. I would always be looking at the P&Ls. But after this lesson, I started to really internalize it and start focusing on following my rules. I would have a simple set of 4 to 5 rules that I would need to follow in every single trade. And at the end of the trade, when I'm going to review it, I would look back and see if I followed all my rules and if there's anything that I made a mistake on. And that's literally how I started to grade my trade. And this is when my whole trading transformed. And in the book, Bellafiore says that when you take a trade, go and review it, see if you followed everything, and no matter whether the result was a win or a loss, your next focus is to take the next good trade, one good trade at a time. So lesson number 2 from the book is always follow your rules for a trade, and once the trade is done, review it and then focus on the next good trade. Don't worry about what happened in the past, don't focus on your P&L or your balance, focus on one good trade at a time. And that's where the name of the book comes from. Now, the final and the very important lesson that I gained from the book is Bellafiore's Pyramid of Success. Now, this is hands down the most practical framework that I've seen for becoming a profitable day trader. And I'm really surprised that it's not talked about more often. Now, Bellafiore puts this in several levels, and he says that every trader needs to go through these levels one by one. And if somebody tries to skip one of the levels, the whole foundation cracks. And in the book, he says that in level 1, don't try to be a genius. He says to be unoriginal. Just copy what already works. And this is actually what I did when I first started my day trading back in 2020. I started going on a YouTube channel, watching different kinds of videos, looking for somebody that I resonated with. Somebody who would
cut right through the noise.
And that was my first mentor, Kunal, that I've talked about in one of my videos before. And he's the one that taught me all of the foundations of day trading. And the amazing thing is that now we have so much information on YouTube and everything is literally free. You don't need a $2,000 course. You just need discipline and you need to cut out all the unnecessary noise. So level 1 is basically don't try to be a genius. Learn the ropes from others who have walked the same path as you. Now, level 2 is survive the learning curve. And this one's really tough. And Bellafiore doesn't sugarcoat it.
It's one of the most important things to look at.
This is the level that many traders get stuck at. In this level, you're going to lose. You're going to question everything. That is normal. Now, these are things that I've talked about in previous video in the channel, in which all of us owe tuition money to the market. But our goal in this level is to try to lose as little as possible. That's what's great about prop firms, because you don't have to actually risk your own capital on every single trade. After demo testing, back testing, you can actually put a little bit of a money and have access to a larger amount to go on forward test and then take it further and try to get funded. So it's never been a better time to try to learn as much as possible with all the information that is out there on YouTube and try to give as little of the tuition money as possible with these prop firms and the tools that we have in our hands. Now, for me, this phase was really humbling. Every time that I broke some of my rules, the market humbled me right back. But I started documenting my trade, I started journaling my trade, I started reviewing my trade, and slowly I improved. But this stage is really the most frustrating and the stage that most traders give up. So my personal recommendation for those that are in level 2 is to try to protect your capital while learning and getting as much experience as possible. So don't gamble your money away and really try to learn from every single mistake that you make and become a better trader. Now, level 3 is when you start to build your own playbook. You've learned how to trade, you experimented in the markets, and you've kind of seen what works and doesn't work for you. You probably added your own flavor on top of what you learned from your mentor, and you got your own recipe that really works for you.
Yeah, boy.
Now you have a playbook with your A+ setups. You have clear entries, specific rules, defined exits, and this is why journaling your trade is so important, because by reviewing and journaling your trade is the way that you become a better trader. It's not by taking more trades, it's by taking better trades. And to do that, you need to review it, you need to journal it and see what works, what doesn't work. And with that, you get to collect all of this invaluable data that is personalized to you that you could always refer back to. And that is how your confidence in your strategy and your trading is built, by seeing the same setups over and over again and knowing that you've taken it so many times in the past.
Every day, at the end of the close, go back and deconstruct in this playbook template form a trade that made the most sense to you, whether you made it or whether you spotted it.
Now, the final level in trading is level 4, which is all about scaling. This is the absolute top, it's the peak of the mountain. But this is the level that most traders aim for from day one, without building the foundation. Now, scaling means that you could size up without breaking your process. You could trade 10 contracts with the same emotional stability as if you would be trading one contract. You trust your edge, you trust your rules, regardless of the size that you're trading. But Bellafiore mentions that you don't rush to this level. You have to build up slowly to this level. You have to earn it by stacking good trades, by staying consistent, and by mastering execution under pressure. But this is also the issue with prop trading, is that new traders see these traders that have millions of funding who are taking these massive payouts and they want to get there fast. And that is exactly the way you blow up. One $50,000 funded account is literally life-changing. You don't need to go for that $1 million in funding right away. You aim to get your strategy down, you aim to become consistent, and then go for that one account and slowly build it up. And then once you get to level 4 is when you start to go for more funding, increase your personal capital, and go for those big numbers. But you don't want to rush there, because by doing that, your whole foundation cracks. And that is the 4 levels from Mike Bellafiore's book. Don't skip steps and don't rush a journey. Now, the truth is that each of us is somewhere in that pyramid. Some of us are right in the beginning in level 1, some of us are struggling in the level 2, and some are in that level 3 and level 4. But the important thing is that to know which level we are at and to really focus on what it takes to move from that level to the next and not skip any steps. Now, this book is filled with some amazing wisdom and some great lessons, and I definitely recommend that you check it out when you have a chance. Link to the book is in the description, so check it out if you want to grab the book. This book literally changed the way I look at day trading, and I'm so happy that I got to read this book more towards the beginning of my trading journey, because it really changed the way I approach trading, and it's a lot of the concepts that I also talk about in this channel. Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and you got some value from it. If you did, smash the like button, comment on the video and let me know what part of this trading journey or this trading pyramid, as Mike Bellafiore puts it, you are on at the moment. Share the video with somebody that you think would benefit from it. And most importantly, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers and I would love to have you on this journey with me. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay focused, stay disciplined, and just take it one good trade at a time. See you next time.